What's going on, guys? This is Kedar here, and today in this video we have got state-wise stimulus update. Actually 19 states are sending out stimulus check, which are sending out stimulus check of some sorts: tax refund, middle class tax refund, property tax rebates, child tax credit, inflation relief checks. But one way or another, there are actually 19 states which are sending out stimulus check of some form. So today in this video we are going to cover each of the details in each particular state. When are you going to receive your money, how much are you getting it, and through which stimulus program, and we are going to go through all the important details in each of the states. I know there are lots of details to cover right here in this video, but nevertheless we are going to cover each of the state. How much payment are you going to receive, when are you going to get your money, all the eligibility criterias, and the payment schedule. So without wasting any time, let's get right over to all the important details. Now before we start this video, make sure to check out this video from our channel where I disclosed 5 states sending out stimulus checks and lots of other stimulus update, fourth stimulus check, social security benefits. Make sure to subscribe to our channel with bell notification turned on with all notification as we upload new videos every single day. Turn on that bell notification so you will never miss any latest videos from our channel, and make sure to hit that like button for me. That really helps us pushing out these videos. With that being said, let's get right into the video. As of right now, many states are actually sending out stimulus money in some form. Some states are calling it tax refund, middle class tax refund, property tax rebates, child tax credit, inflation relief checks. But one way or another, there are actually 19 states which are sending out stimulus check of some form. Right here in this video, I'll be sharing you all the approved states which are sending out stimulus and rebate checks, also tax refunds and other sorts of stimulus program. Tons of money on the line through this stimulus program. So without further ado, let's get right into all the important details. So starting with the first state, we got Alaska, and here we got $3,284, and most of the Alaska residents normally receive an annual payment from state's permanent fund dividend, and this is a program in the Alaska, but this year they will be sending out extra money, and that's because the energy relief payment. This year Alaska will be combining the permanent fund dividend and $650 energy relief payment. Therefore, Alaska residents will be getting more stimulus money this year. And we are talking about the permanent fund dividend already surging this year. So from the previous year, in the year 2021, it was only $1,114, and in the year 2022, permanent fund dividend could go up to $3,284 per eligible recipient in the 2022, and this increase is due to part to rising oil cost, and the funds for the dividend is coming from the investments made from a portion of state oil and mineral revenues. And speaking of recipients who get elected to get their permanent fund dividend and energy relief payments, well, some of the recipients should have received their payment via single direct deposit method on September 20th, 2022, and for the applications requesting a paper checks, the payment distribution will begin on week of the October, starting from October 6th. And coming over to the next important state, we got California, and here we got up to $1,050 in rebates, and many of the payments in the California are still coming out. Actually 2 rounds of payments has already completed, but many rounds are still on their way. So in upcoming months, Californians are on their way to get these payments. And payments for middle class tax refund, inflation relief checks started hitting bank accounts and the mailboxes at the beginning of this October. The first rounds of payment is sent out on the October 24th to about 23 million Golden State stimulus recipients. First rounds of payment is heading over to the Golden State stimulus recipients, and California's franchise tax board actually expect that 90% of this payment will be issued in the month of October. But still, after the month of October, still 10% of the payments will be issued. So here are some of the important dates. First round of payments already completed. Now speaking of the second round of direct deposit, starting from 28th October going all the way until 14th of the November, non-Golden State stimulus recipient will receive direct deposit payment. And coming over to the debit card payments, Golden State stimulus, if your last name begins with A to E characters, you'll get your debit card by 5th of the November. those whose last name begins with F to M characters will get payment starting from 6th of the November through 19th of the November, and those whose last name begins with N to V characters will get payment starting from 20th November all the way until 3rd of the December 2022. And for last Golden State Stimulus recipient, last name begins with W to Z characters will get payments starting from 4th of the December going all the way through 10th of the December 2022. The important date for non-Golden State Stimulus recipient whose last name beginning with A to K characters starting from 5th of the December 2022 going all the way through 17th of the December 2022, they should expect their debit cards to be mailed out if their last name begins with A to K characters. Coming over to the next non-Golden State Stimulus recipients, if your last name begins with L to Z characters, your debit card mailing time frames are yet to be announced, and those will be announced after 21st of the November 2022. And if you have changed any sort of information prior to 2020 tax filing, you'll get return starting from 17th of the December going all the way until 14th of the January 2023. And normally these payments are ranging from like $350 going all the way until $1,050 and all the ranges between those. So you can quickly pause the video. If you are married couple filing jointly, these will be your payments. Also for heads of households, take a look at your particular payment with or without dependent and your filing status, and this is for single or married filing separately. Pause this video and check out all the details. All the payments will be deposited between October 28th and November 14th, but if you are receiving debit card, then you should get your debit card between October 24th going all the way until December 10th, and all the remaining debit cards will be sent out by January 14th 2023. So now coming over to the next important state, we got Colorado, and many Colorado residents are getting $750 tax rebate payments, and Colorado has sent out tax rebates of $750 to individual tax filers and $1,500 for joint filers. Colorado residents for the entire year 2021, those who are age 18 or older and they have filed their 2021 state income tax returns, are eligible for these payments. So you're on your way to receive up to $750 as an individual, $1,500 for joint filers, and only physical checks were sent out. Residents who have filed their state tax returns by June 30, they should have received a refund by September 30, 2022. And taxpayer who have filed an extension can expect their checks going out by January 31st, 2023. Moving over to the next state, we got Delaware, and Delaware residents are sent out with $300 rebate payments, and this rebate payments of $300 is going to taxpayers who have filed their 2020 state tax returns, and this one-time payment was possible all thanks to budget surplus in Delaware, and therefore couples filing jointly received $300 each, and most of these payments were distributed to most eligible Delaware residents in the May 2022. And if you are eligible but didn't yet receive your rebate, then you can apply online starting from November 1st, and the application period will only be 30 days and will be closing on November 30th, 2022. So make sure to file by November 30th, and looks like these payments will be sent out to qualifying applicants after the application period closes and all the applications are reviewed. So they should receive their payment after the November 30th, 2022. Now coming over to the Florida, we have got $450 payments as a part of a Hope Florida Pathway to Prosperity program. This is going out to parents, caregivers of children, also participants of State Guardianship Assistance Program, TANF program, and delivery of these checks anticipated take place before July 25th, 2022. Now coming over to the next state, we got Georgia, $250 rebate payments, and thanks to a historic budget surplus, residents who have filed both of their 2020 and 2021 tax returns were eligible to receive these rebate payments. And based on the tax filings, tax filers may receive, single filers will receive maximum up to $250, heads of household will get up to $375, and married couples filing jointly will receive up to $500. If you owed income tax or other payments payments to states such as delinquent child support, you may have received a smaller rebate. And also a partial year residents may also have received a smaller rebate payments. And eligible recipients who have filed their 2021 taxes by April 18, 2022 should have received their refund in the month of August. And coming over to the next state, we got Hawaii, and in the Hawaii we got $300 rebate payments. And in the month of June, Hawaii legislature have approved sending out tax rebate to every taxpayer earning less than $100,000 per year will receive $300, and those earning more than $100,000 per year will receive $100 rebate payments. And dependents are also eligible for these rebates. Taxpayers who have filed their 2021 income tax returns by July 31st, 2022 should have received their payments in the month of September. And if you are among the group of people who have requested paper checks, should have received them by October 31st. And taxpayers who have filed their returns after July 31st, they should receive their checks up to 10 weeks after their returns is accepted by the tax department. And moving forward to the next state, got Idaho. In the Idaho, we got $75 rebate payments. Governor Brad Little signed a bill in the month of February that allocated $350 million for tax rebates, and this tax rebate has got two important criteria for eligibility. You need to be a full-time Idaho resident and must have filed 2020 and 2021 tax year returns, or you need to be a full-time Idaho resident and filed grocery credit refund returns. And the payments began going out in the month of March, and each taxpayer received either $75 or 12% of their 2020 Idaho state tax returns, and they will receive whichever was greater. And the rebate was also applicable to each taxpayer and their dependent. And in a special session on September 1st, Idaho lawmakers voted to authorize another tax rebate for all the residents who have filed the state tax returns in the 2020. Through this one, individual filers will receive $300 and couples filing jointly will get $600. And those payments started processing in the late September, and about 75,000 payments will be sent out each week throughout the end of this year and probably going into early 2023. So all the Idaho residents, all the individual filers eligible for this one will receive $300, and joint filers will get $600 through end of this year into early 2023. Coming over to the next state, we got Illinois. In the Illinois, we got two payments. Here we got $50 rebate and a $300 rebate. The first rebate is individual income tax rebate available for all the residents whose adjusted gross income is less than $200,000 per year, and $400,000 for couples filing jointly. And each of the individuals will receive $50 with additional $100 per eligible dependent, and they can claim up to 3 kids per family. So they can receive up to $300 if they got 3 dependents. $300 for those children, an additional $100 for individuals. They can claim up to $400. And speaking of the second rebate, well, this one is a property tax rebate available for the residents making $250,000 or less as an individual, or $500,000 per couple filing jointly. And this rebate is equal to the property tax credit you qualified to claim on your tax returns, and you could receive up to maximum of $300 through Illinois property tax rebate. State has started issuing this rebates starting from the week of the September 12th, and sending out those payments will take several months to issue all of them according to Illinois Department of Revenue. Okay, so Indiana, here we got $325 rebate payments, and just like the Georgia, Indiana found itself with a healthy budget surplus, and they have authorized 2 rebates to their residents. So in the month of December 2021, Governor-elect Holcomb announced that Indiana taxpayers could get $125 one-time tax refund. Taxpayer can able to receive this after they have filed their 2021 taxes, and there is no income requirement as of right now stated, but resident must have filed state tax return, and most importantly, you must file your state tax return by January 3rd, 2022, as well as a 2021 Indiana tax return by April 18th, 2022 in order to be eligible. And the payments will start distributing in the month of May according to the state, and the taxpayers who filed jointly will receive a single deposit of $250. And speaking of the second rebate payment, well, this was also approved in the month of August 2022, and this will grant another $200 per taxpayer. So we are talking about $250 $250 a single payment and another $200 per taxpayer. So about $450 Indiana residents may receive. Most of the taxpayers will receive their refunds by direct deposit, and the second payments already started rolling out in the late August. And if you have changed banks or any other information, or you don't have a direct deposit information on your income tax file, then you'll receive a paper check for your payments, and individuals who are only eligible for $200 payments will not receive them at this time. They will have to file a 2022 state tax return before January 1st, 2024 in order to claim the credit. For more details, you can visit in.gov. And moving forward to the next state, we got Maine, and Maine residents are on their way to receive a $850 direct relief payments. Well, governor signed a supplemental budget on April 20th in order to authorize a direct relief payments of $850 for Maine taxpayers and full-time residents with a federal adjusted gross income of less than $100,000 for single filers, and if you are filing as a heads of household, then $150,000 or $200,000 for couples filing jointly. Well, all those with such adjusted gross income are considered eligible, and couples filing jointly will receive one-time relief check per taxpayer for a total of $1,700, and taxpayers are eligible for these payments regardless of whether they owe income tax on the state or not. Residents who didn't file a state tax return for the year 2021 can file through the October 31st deadline in order to claim their payments, and the one-time payments which are being funded by the state's budget surplus starting rolling out via mail in the month of June to the address stated on your 2021 Maine tax returns, and the supplemental budget also includes an increased benefit for Maine Earned Income Tax Credit EITC recipients. And coming over to the next important state, we got Massachusetts, and here in the Massachusetts state, lawmakers are sending out $250 tax rebate payments, and all thanks to an income tax revenue surplus, and about nearly $3 billion will be distributed through this plan. Eligible taxpayers will receive 14% of their 2021 tax liability less any offset such as unpaid tax liability from previous years and unpaid child support. Both residents and non-resident filers are eligible for the refund, and you must file a 2021 state tax return on September 15th, 2023 or before that deadline in order to be eligible to receive this rebate. And those who have filed a tax return before October 17th, 2022 should expect to receive their refunds by mid-December, while others should expect to receive their refund approximately 1 month after they file. So right after October 17th deadline, you should receive your payments 1 month after that. Moving forward, we got next state Minnesota, and here in the Minnesota we got $488 payments for frontline workers. As for the details, some of the frontline workers should receive a one-time payments of $488 in October thanks to a bill signed by Governor Tim Walz in early May. And through this bill, eligible workers must have worked at least 120 hours in Minnesota between March 15, 2020 and June 30, 2021. So this is the period you need to be worked on at least 120 hours, and you are not eligible for a remote work. So you need to be worked onto the field. So therefore, workers with direct COVID-19 patient care responsibilities must have had an adjusted gross income of less than $175,000 between December 2019 and January 2022. And workers without direct patient care responsibilities must have had an adjusted gross income of less than $85,000 annually for some period. And moving forward, we got New Jersey. Here in the New Jersey, we got $500 rebate checks, and in the fall 2021, New Jersey state legislature have approved a budget measure to send out up to $500 one-time payments to nearly 1 million families. And New Jersey is also sending out payments to those people who have filed taxes using a taxpayer identification number instead of their social security number. And the excluded New Jersey's fund applies to non-resident and resident alliance, their spouses, and dependents as well. Coming over to the next state, we got New Mexico up to $500 rebates. In the early March, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham signed a law to send a multiple payments to state taxpayers. And we are talking about low-income New Mexico residents. They could apply for relief payments of at least $400 starting on September 26, 2022, and the application deadline was October 7th, 2022. And application approvals are limited to budget allotments, and the lowest income families would be paid off first. And another payment in the form of refundable income tax rebate was issued to all the taxpayers. So single filers received $500 and joint filers will receive $1,000. And this rebate was split into two equal payments. One was delivered in the month of June and another one delivered in the August 2022, and the funds were sent out automatically to taxpayers who have filed a 2021 state tax return. So if you manage to file your 2021 state income tax return by May 31st, 2023, then you will receive your rebate by direct deposit or paper check. And that's if you owe tax from your 2021 return, it will be deducted from your rebate amount. Next one, we got Oregon. In the Oregon, we got direct payments of $600. So in the March 2022, Oregon legislature voted to approve one-time $600 payments to some of the residents. In that, taxpayers who received the Earned Income Tax Credit, that is EITC, on their 2020 state tax return, and those who have lived in the state of Oregon for the last 6 months of the year 2020 were considered eligible to receive this one-time payment per household. And the state used federal pandemic aid to provide direct payments to low-income residents, and more than 236,000 households received payments, and all payments were distributed by direct deposit or mail between June 23rd and July 1st, 2022. Coming over to the Rhode Island, we got $250 rebate per child. Rhode Island is sending out one-time payments of $250 per child thanks to state budget surplus. Therefore, households can receive payments up to $750 for up to 3 dependent maximum, and those children must have listed on your dependents on your 2021 federal state income tax returns, and taxpayers must earn $100,000 or less as an individual or $200,000 or less as a two-income household to be eligible for the payment. And child tax rebate checks distribution began on October 3rd, and taxpayers who filed their 2021 tax returns on extension by October 2022 will receive their rebates starting in the month of December 2022. Next one, we got South Carolina, and South Carolina rebate checks are going up to $800. We are talking about a budget plan approved $1 billion for a tax rebate, and that will provide one-time payment to South Carolina residents. The maximum rebate is estimated at $700, but that could change after the South Carolina Department of Revenue calculates the maximum amount, and these rebates will be distributed prior to December 31st, 2022, and South Carolina residents can choose to file their tax returns on or before February 15th, that is the disaster relief extension, and they will have their rebates issued in the March 2023. And speaking of, if you have received your 2021 refund by direct deposit, then you'll be also getting your rebate on that same account, and you can estimate your rebate on your Department of Revenue portal. Next one, we got Virginia. We got up to $250 rebates. The Virginia General Assembly approved a one-time tax rebate in the month of June, and taxpayers who are eligible and file their income taxes by October 17th should receive their rebate by end of this year. Those who file during disaster extension period, that is starting from October 18th going all the way until February 15th, won't receive their rebate until March 2023. And speaking of, taxpayers who have received a refund via direct deposit will receive a rebate of $250 per taxpayers as an individual or $500 for couples filing jointly, and that payment will be deposited onto the same bank account, and other eligible taxpayers will get checks in the mail. I hope you found this video helpful, so make sure to smash that like button for me. That really helps us. Do check out other videos from our channel, and make sure to subscribe with bell notification turn on with all notification to stay updated to new videos we upload every single day. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and this is Kedar from How To Guys signing out.